The Samsung Galaxy Fold is an ambitious phone that is also extremely expensive and frighteningly fragile. However, it is not just a fancy flagship phone that folds into half, but it is a precursor of things to come, which nearly all big names in the smartphone industry are experimenting with or are currently working on. Samsung presents the Galaxy Fold as a no-compromise device thanks to its top-of-the-line hardware. But it is also the software experience that will determine whether a foldable phone is practical or not. Truth be told, our experience has been mixed. But before we go ahead, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already and press the bell icon to know when we post a new video. Samsung's foldable phone is unlike any other smartphone out there. It instantly draws attention, and the moment anyone sees you unfold it, questions and requests for hands-on experience will follow. Even though Samsung has redesigned the device to prevent dust particles from getting inside and damaging the flexible display, the Galaxy Fold still feels quite fragile. Notably, Samsung didn't go for an in-display fingerprint sensor because you won't always be holding this device the same way. But the side-mounted fingerprint sensor does the job just fine. The Samsung Galaxy Fold is made out of metal and glass, and it feels really premium. But opening it with one hand is quite difficult, and any sharp object or even some pressure could damage the inner display. So let's just put it this way, this is a delicate device. There's a 4.6-inch HD Plus Super AMOLED cover display, and on the inside there is a flexible 7.3-inch QXGA Plus AMOLED panel. Both have good viewing angles and exhibit punchy colors. The foldable internal AMOLED display basically turns the Galaxy Fold into a pocketable Android tablet. There's a crease running across the panel that can be seen and felt easily, but over time, we found that this did not impede actually using the display. There are a lot of precautions that you need to take. Don't put too much pressure on the display, avoid sharp fingernails, don't place it near any medical implants or credit cards, and definitely keep it away from dust and water. Another thing to note is that using the Galaxy Fold with one hand is difficult. Yes, you can hold it when reading or watching a video, but for almost everything else, you'll have to use both the hands. This brings us to the most important question. Is a foldable display just a gimmick, or can it actually be more productive? The Samsung Galaxy Fold runs One UI 1.5 based on Android Pie, and it is quite similar to what we have experienced on the Galaxy Note 10 and the Galaxy S10. The great multitasking experience and the versatility of having a larger display at your disposal is what sets the Galaxy Fold apart from any other phone out there. We loved playing games on the large 7.3-inch AMOLED display. Asphalt 9 Legends looked gorgeous. However, some games such as Mortal Kombat and Injustice simply appear to stretch in order to fill the whole screen, making it look a bit weird. Thanks to the Snapdragon 855 under the hood, the Galaxy Fold handled every game with ease. However, we noticed that it got warm rather quickly while gaming, especially the area around the triple rear camera module. Where the Galaxy Fold truly shines is in productivity and multitasking. It basically feels like using two tall displays side by side. You can resize the panels to give more screen space to one app, which can come in handy sometimes. We could also compose emails or a short article while referencing content alongside. However, in landscape mode, the keyboard ends up taking more than half of the screen. You can also run a third app side by side, but that didn't prove to be truly productive. There's a button at the top of each app window that lets user expand the view to full screen mode or switch to the floating window. However, we couldn't help but notice the window movement is not smooth. Another feature that we particularly loved on the Galaxy Fold is app continuity, which allows you to carry over your on-screen activity from the small cover display to the large foldable panel and vice versa. However, not all third-party apps support this, and it also doesn't work for games. If you are playing a game on the larger display, closing the phone will simply take you to the lock screen. It is also noteworthy that the cover display does not support split screen multitasking, and even if it did, the small size would mean an unpleasant experience. Typing on the narrow exterior display was nothing short of a struggle, prompting us to open the device quite often. Some UI elements do become a minor annoyance. For example, the camera app is cramped, and it becomes quite difficult to navigate on the small cover display. If you plan to use the camera app on the full display, prepare to use both hands to grip the phone firmly. Reading ebooks and browsing the web on the inner display was enjoyable, but media consumption is where the Galaxy Fold needs some work. YouTube videos can play full screen on the cover display, but on the inner one, you see thick black bars at the top and bottom. Plus, the camera notch covers some content and is hard to ignore. The Samsung Galaxy Fold definitely changes how a smartphone looks and should be used. Multitasking experience on the phone was great, and save for a few issues, we were quite convinced by its appeal. On its own, the Galaxy Fold can stand up to any Android flagship out there in terms of raw power, and delivers a unique experience too. But at the end of the day, it is a fragile device, and one should not take any chances after paying 1,64,999 rupees. If you don't mind the high price and can live with such a delicate hardware, the Galaxy Fold is worth a shot. But more practical flagships that cost half as much cannot and should not be ignored. And that's all for this video. What do you guys think about the Samsung Galaxy Fold? Do let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and for all things tech, log on to gadgets360.com.